All right, everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, I've had a few questions on, what my procedure is at the drag strip. Not only just getting the car prepared, but also pulling up the line, pulling up the lights, how to run the tree, things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And of course, we got to start with a cold start. You saw it in the thumbnail, you heard it on the intro. We're going to talk about we'll talk about my track prep. I'm not going to show you changing my tires and the tape and all that stuff, but I'll tell you what I do to get the car prepped at the track, and then we'll go through my procedures when I get up into the staging lanes, when I start the car up, and then we'll pull forward. Hopefully I can get a few lights. I'll put the lights in the corner there, and we'll walk through the water box, the burnout box, and then the lights. Hopefully this will be instructional for some of you. For others, if you guys have been to the track and know the track processes, feel free to go ahead and skip this video now. But yeah, so we're just going to walk through the process. So the first thing is, now that all the tracks are at least an hour and a half away from me, I change my tires at the track. So if you've seen previous videos, hopefully you've seen previous videos, you see my track setup. I got Skinnies for the front, Hoosier Skinnies, and then I also got Hoosier Slicks for the rear. So I do go ahead and swap out all 4 tires for my drag pack. Once I get that on, or the tape I usually try to do before leaving the house, but sometimes I'll do it at the track. And the kind of tape I use is, I used to use the blue tape, just blue painter's tape, which works absolutely fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I have since moved to a product called track tape, and it's T-R-A-K. I think it's 1 or 2 K's, and then tape. It's more like a clear PPF film, paint protection film, but it's just in an easy to apply tape. Now there's two ways you can do that tape. You can take your time and make it look perfect, so then your paint shows through. It won't have that blue stripe on the back of your car. This tape is, like I said, it's transparent, so you can see the paint through the tape. You can try and do it to where you have no bubbles and it looks great, or you do like I do, you just slap it on there because you're just going to pull it off at the end of the track day anyway. I just think it makes the car look a little better in photos and videos and things like that. So that's why I don't use the blue tape anymore. So once I get the tape on, once I get the drag pack on, we go ahead and once the track's ready, they call for whatever type of car they're looking for. Testing tunes. Some tracks break it up by time. They may go 11.0 and slower, and then 11.0 and faster, or they may just call test and tune, no time, things like that. So then we just pull up into the staging lanes, and we sit, let the car car sit, turn it off, let the car sit until we're ready to pull up to the staging lanes, up onto the strip. So I'm gonna pull into a little quiet spot so I can just kind of walk through all the processes. So we'll be back in a second. All right, folks, I'm in a little quiet spot now. So what I'm gonna do is pretend that I'm pulling up into the staging lanes, into the water box, into the burnout box, into the staging lights, and then take off. So I'm also going to add a few clips of video to show you exactly the same thing. So right now, let's see, let's go ahead and turn the car off. So we're sitting in the staging lanes waiting to be pulled up onto the drag strip. So they'll say, hey, lanes 1 and 2, test and tune, go ahead, suit up and get ready. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and start your car. All right, here's what I'm gonna change the view so you guys can see my panel and everything and exactly what I'm doing. All right, everyone, we've been called up. They called up lanes 1 and 2, suit up, something along those lines. So that means get in your car, turn everything on, power up, get ready to go. All right, we'll act like we're kind of the first ones in line. So a couple things you want to make sure. You want to make sure you're in whatever mode you want to be in for your run. So me, I run sport because I got a 5.7. If you got the 6.4 or a Hellcat or a Demon, you'll make sure you're in your track mode, your custom mode, whatever mode you're going to run on the track. Make sure you're in that mode. Also, want to make sure you turn off traction control. All right, traction control is off. They pull you on up. They say, all right, they pull you on up to the line. You'll come up to the line. You'll wait. If there's a person in front of you, you'll sit and wait. That person in front of you will go. They'll pull you up to the water box. So you'll come up to the water box. All you want to do is a quick clean. You don't want to do a big burnout. Come up to the water box in the water. You just want to clean your tires off. Pull you up into the burnout box. All right, burnout box. I got the T Automotive burnout box, or if you have the Taser, you can do what's called line lock. As long as you got it in your ODB2 port, you hit your left arrow, your set button, that'll turn on your analog brakes for the front only. Pump your brakes a couple times, go ahead and do your burnout. When you're done with your burnout, leave off the left button. And what you're gonna have to do, because once you leave off that left button, it turns back on traction control. You're gonna have to turn off traction control. All right, traction control is back off again. Go up to your tuner, start logging. Right? From there, you want to pull up kind of slow, and here's the key. All right, a little track etiquette. When you're pulling up to the lights, you'll see 2 yellow lights. One's pre-stage and one is staged. Right? You want to make sure you want to pull up to that first light and stop. So pull up slow. When you get to that first light, stop. You don't want to, what they call, double bulb somebody. You don't want both bulbs to show up while the other guy's trying to stage. So either that guy is already pre-staged or you wait for him to pre-stage. Once you both have single lights, pull up a little bit further. The second light will come on. You're going to want to stop. Once that second light comes on, then you're staged. You're ready to go. The guy next to you, he'll double bulb. Once both sides have both bulbs lit, within a second or two, the lights are gonna drop. It's gonna go yellow, 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 green. Once, where I go is I see yellow, yellow, and as I can see the light going out, that's when I go. Because if you go on green, you're going too late. So I'm gonna simulate and put a video up. Yellow, 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 green. Boom, go. And you're off. And you stay in it until you're past the quarter mile. Which, depending on what kind of track you're on, if you're on a quarter mile track, that's just past the time boards. If you're on an 1/8 mile track, hopefully there's a cone or some kind of indication of where the quarter mile's at. So once you pass that spot, you can slow down. So once you get past that quarter mile slot, all you're gonna do is go ahead and stop your recording. I'm not gonna save this log because I really didn't do anything, but you can save the log. You're gonna drive around whichever way the exit lane is. It's either gonna be to your left or to your right. It's gonna be way down the track. So make sure you go down to the exit lane, turn around, come back through the side road. You'll pull up to a little shack, a shed, a building. There'll either be people sitting inside the building or outside, just outside the building. They'll hand you what's called your ticket. You'll grab your ticket, which looks like this. And then your run is done. You get back into one of two things. You either go back to your tent, wait until your specific group is called, whether they go by time or cars or test and tune or no time or big tire or bad boys. There's all kinds of different groups that they may call up there. So just make sure if it's not what they call open session, where you can just hot lap, just keep going around, you know, grab your ticket, get back in line, grab your ticket, get back in line. If it's not open session, make sure you don't go back up to the lanes until they call your group. And that's just basically track etiquette. It's kind of the unwritten rules, but it's you know, you don't want to tick people off. One thing that will tick people off a lot of times is if you double bulb them. They get a little upset because, you know, you got your little setup, they got their setup. You know, sometimes it's really touchy sometimes. You know, some people will want to pre-stage first. Some people will want to pre-stage second. And they'll wait for you to pre-stage. If they want to pre-stage second, they'll wait until you do it. So, you know, if you're sitting there for a few seconds and they're not moving, they're waiting, just go ahead and pre-stage. They'll pre-stage, you fully stage, they'll fully stage. You know, let them do their thing. Because normally those guys are, you know, the no kidding drag race cars, and they're really trying to dial their cars in. So I give them as much etiquette at the track as I can. All right, everyone. So we went through setting up the car. When we get to the drag strip, you know, again, I switch all 4 tires, put my Skinnies on the front, slicks on the back, change all my tires. Went through putting on the tape on the back quarter panel, and that just helps with cleanup afterwards. If you've never cleaned up without tape from a drag strip and doing burnouts, especially with slicks and all that sticky stuff on the track and rubber and everything gets on your rear quarter panels, it is a bear to get that stuff off. It's not fun. So that's why I go ahead and get the tape. I use the track tape to then because everything sticks to that tape, I just peel the tape off and have a clean car when we leave the track. So then we talked about, you know, pulling up into the staging lane, hitting the water box, do a quick clean off, pull up into the burnout box. That's where you want to do a good burnout. especially if you have drag radials or slicks. You want to do a good 4 to 5 second burnout, get some smoke rolling, get them tires heated up, and then you're going to roll up to the line. Just that one thing to keep in mind when you're rolling up to the line is once you hit that first pre-stage, stop, stop, let the other guy stage, pre-stage, or if he's already pre-stage, let him stage fully the second light, and you pull up to your second light. Just track etiquette. But keep in mind, once both those second lights are lit, it's going to be a couple seconds, and you're going to see it. You'll see the lights drop down. Bam, bam, bam. Once you see that second light go out, gun it, take off, you're on your way. And then come back, pick up your ticket, and then go back up, do it again. All right, so had an overpass, had to do that real quick. Can't miss an overpass. So hey, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you're stopping in for the first time, please go ahead and check out my other content. If you like what's going on with the channel, do me 3 things. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notifications when I upload new content, and then also hit that like button on the videos that you like. It really helps out the channel more than you know, and really helps out, keeps me motivated. All right, we're up over that 1,000. Let's start striving for 2. Once we get that 2, then we may get a lot bigger, a little bigger goal to hit. But please hit that subscribe button. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. Oh, wait, we got the overpass. Hang on 1 second. All right, that's gonna do it for this one. Until next time, folks.